Good morning. It's a Saturday morning in Los Angeles. Come with me today. We're gonna be doing some errands. I'm gonna be going grocery shopping, going to Runyon Canyon. Actually, those two I'm gonna do probably in reverse because I'll probably just like eat too much and just like snack too much to be able to go run. So here we go. And I think I need to like clean my car because the process is starting, y'all. The process of moving and selling everything. So I'm gonna just like take you with me for that. I will miss the beautiful palm trees outside, but that's okay. I can't live in a toxic place anymore, but that's conversation for later. I need to live in an environment that reflects me as a person, and right now that's not happening. I love my room, and it's like, I call it my princess room. I love it so much, but like, yeah, I need something better. I need to have a space that reflects my life, and I need to resonate with my life. You know, I just watched a video on that. I don't know if you guys follow Leo Skeppy, but I love him so much. You know, yeah, he just made a video about like not resonating with like a lot of stuff in your life, and that's how I feel right now too. So yeah, let's do it together. So beautiful. Let's go, Tiggy. See what we got in the driving epiphany today. I still have my car on blast from when it was pouring. Like my windshield wipers are going crazy. Okay, my mom is moving today, so I gotta see what's up with her, but I just wanna show you how beautiful, how much I love this. We have the wisdom tree right up there, and then Universal Studios down there. And you can see the whole valley. It's so cool. And there's Hogwarts. Yeah, it's like, leaving this beautiful place. That's the hardest part, but you know, it's like the equivalent for me right now of wearing like a mean person wearing makeup. Like, they'll look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, do you really want to be friends with them? You know, so it's like a trade-off right now, and I feel like that kind of sums up LA as a total too. It's like the exterior is gorgeous, but then there's also that side of that like little hint of like, like the people, you know, you gotta just kind of like find the right ones. And I mean, you know, that's with any place, but I don't know, especially LA, when everyone is so, oh, you letting me go? Oh, thank you. Everyone is so, thank you. Yeah, like, what's the word? Driven by entertainment. Like, they're kind of like self-centered, which is like fine, you know, but there's like a difference between like, oh, look at that green light. There it is again. Yeah, there's a difference between being like egocentric and not. So, yeah, that's where I live, right up there, Hollywood Manor, right off the 101, which has been incredible. Okay, off to Runyon Canyon. This day is gorgeous! Blue sky, sunny. It's 58 degrees, it's kinda chilly. Okay, let's do it. Driving epiphany number 3. I love it. Sorry, I don't know why I felt that way, but I did. Okay, driving epiphany number 3 is, this is what I'm gonna talk about right now. My driving epiphany number 3. This is like the equivalent of SpongeBob writing the, like really fancily. Okay, obviously this is raw, unhinged. I'm just gonna have a conversation essentially with myself and hope that you all can resonate with it. So here it goes as I go up Mulholland Drive. My conversation for today is like talking about how listening to a lot of podcasts and interviews has actually been somewhat detrimental to me, and I didn't even notice it. I didn't even realize it was happening. I am a learner. I love to learn. I'm a truth seeker. I love finding like out the truth and what's real, what's like behind all the closed doors, like what does society not want us to know. Like, I love going against the rules and just like wanting to know the real thing, you know? So that being said, I feel like I gravitate towards listening to a lot of people and listening to a lot of interviews, and I love doing that because it's obviously entertaining. I do spend a lot of time alone, so I can kind of like choose who I hang out with to a degree, you know? Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna start over. I think I'm just gonna honestly document the drive, cause the drive! Okay, so here's my driving epiphany number 3. Okay, so something that I love to do is listening to podcasts and interviews. But this epiphany is about realizing for me that that might be a little bit of a detrimental habit. I mean, it's not completely detrimental. It's of course like my relationship with it right now. So that's what I'm trying to like figure out. But I've just realized that like, well, okay, let me back up. This all started when basically I was like gonna go essentially take care of this like mini farm in Ojai, and then I said yes, and then I freaked out and I was like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing? And I just had this whole like catch-22 moment where I'm like, oh my god, I don't like, I didn't like establish within myself like what I wanted initially. So I was kind of like wishy-washy vibrationally, energetically. And then I listened to a podcast of an artist that I like love to listen to, and he was talking about how he unwinds with all of his animals. And then I literally went through an anxiety spiral, like spiral. I was like, oh my god, like I should have just done it, right? This is good for me. Oh my god, I should have listened to him. This is so true. So I was then basing, my anxiety was coming from someone else deciding what was good for them, feeling like I had to make that my truth. But at the same time, like, that's obviously so illogical, you know? But it happened, and I'm so curious if that's ever happened to anyone else, because that's the first time I experienced that, where like, I always thought that I had like a really strong sense of self and I know who I am, and I'm not saying I don't, but when that happened, I realized that there was something out of whack. Like there's something imbalanced, and this is just like feedback. Like this is what I'm telling myself too. Like when these things happen, it's just feedback. Like clearly there's been some program that was installed in my brain and based on that, that's why I had this like emotional reaction to someone else speaking their truth and feeling like, because I wasn't doing that, if that makes sense, like it made me feel like I wasn't doing maybe life right, or like I wasn't, I don't know if that's the way, but I guess that's the way to, yeah, describe it. Like I wasn't doing life right, or like I wasn't, I'm not doing like what I should be to like be successful, or like I should be doing other things. So I just realized like I feel like I've been basing my sense of self and my identity based on like other people by listening to so many other people that I realized over time based on that experience, like holy shit, like it's been hard for me to make decisions for myself because I keep basing what I want based on what other people want. And this totally stems from like the people pleaser like mentality, and feeling like it's not safe maybe to like be myself, so I have to adapt and do what other people like to do and not ruffle the feathers and kind of like fit inside the box, you know, like don't go outside the lines and whatnot. And I've definitely felt that a lot in my life, like to just be someone who stays in the lane, you know, don't like make a scene. And I don't know when there was like a time in my life I have to obviously I just got that shadow workbook on TikTok, and I'm gonna start that, and I can't wait because clearly there's something deep down that I like that needs to be like addressed. And you know, I think like it's not saying that like listening to podcasts and interviews is bad. I mean, like I do it all the time. I love listening to other people. But like I also, it's really interesting, Mike Posner also just at the exact same time I was going through this, he posted a clip that was like, I was tired of watching people's stories and listening to other people's come up, you know, success stories, and reading books about how other people did it. And I realized I want to be the one inspiring. I don't want to be inspired. I was like, that's been my brain. Oh my God, like that's what I want to be focusing on as well. Like not looking outside of me for the answers, but looking into myself for the answers. So if you can relate to that, please let me know, because it would make me feel so much better. That's why I love the internet, because I can just connect with like someone who's maybe sitting on the other side of the world and who's like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm going through. So it's kind of, you know, it feels a little scary at times to like come on here knowing that like anybody can watch this, and like I'm trying to overcome that fear as well too. But that's just what I'm going through, and I feel like the more vulnerable you are, the better. And you know, I'm working on that now as well, and really just like overcoming some psychological things, it feels like. So it's like working on my belief systems and like really trusting myself. Like if that's, everything stems from self-trust, confidence, self-love. And I really had to like embrace a couple things, like feeling like telling myself that it's okay to make mistakes, and it's actually encouraged and important to make mistakes. Like as humans, we're supposed to trial and error. We're supposed to explore options. We're not supposed to know the answer all the time. Like that's being human. Like it's just, you learn by experience, by existing and trying things out. And I also realized that mistakes are a good thing, because that means decisions are being made. That's another thing I learned on this path. I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, that's exactly it. It just means decisions are being made. Like, it's so fucking annoying to be in the ambivalent stage of like, I don't know, back and forth, da da da. And yeah, it's all about like learning how to trust yourself and have confidence with myself and know that you're good no matter what. Like, there's no such thing as mistakes. And everything is just feedback. Everything is just a learning lesson. Like, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna start encouraging mistakes. I'm tired of feeling like I have to do everything perfect and fit in the lines and not mess up and feel like I just have to get everything right all the time. It's like, no, let's just embrace the messiness of life. Let's just embrace the fact that like whatever happens, happens, and there's a higher power that's always guiding us and showing us the way and helping us on our journey. And we just have to keep believing in that and trusting in it. And like, that's the part where like I get to where I'm like, okay, just gotta surrender to this. Just gotta surrender to all of this and just keep going on the journey and trusting, especially with like, a move that I've decided that I want to make, even though I'm like still like afraid, but at the same time I'm like, I want to face this because I'm afraid, you know. I want to let go of this old version of me that's been so outdated, and I feel like I'm just living in an old software program and I haven't upgraded, and I feel like I need to, because I need to keep having my exterior reflect my inner, you know. And when I keep holding on to life when it's not, it's just like, no, I need to like, we can create anything we want for ourselves, and everything comes down to like what we believe. So I have to just keep believing that like there's abundance in this world and I can do anything, and I'm so excited. It's one of those like rip the band-aid off things. Like, you know what, it's gonna be fun, and I'm super excited to make a change. I'm really excited, and it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. It's like that thing where it's like, just because like you're doing something that is like, yeah, positive, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be without like heartbreak or hard times and all that. So I'm just so grateful that I have, side note, like a support and like people that I like are really close to me. Like I have like 4 best friends in my life that are my like inner circle, and like I'm grateful that I have that many, honestly. So yeah, I'm just like so grateful for this journey, and like realizing that this is good. This is a great epiphany. This is a great driving epiphany, because when these things happen, we learn more about ourselves, and that's how we can make the change. Like when bad things happen, it's not actually bad. It's like, you're being guided in the right direction so you can like learn and make a better choice. And so it's just about like implementing that and yeah, working through it, and you know, just remembering that like it's not about perfection, it's just about trying. It's just about trying, and nothing's that big of a deal. We're on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere. Like, we make everything so dramatic and massive, or at least I do. So I'm gonna go on my hike now. Enjoy this beautiful sunny day in sunny Los Angeles. And yeah, whatever happens, happens. So that's the driving epiphany number 3, and I'm really excited about doing these. So if you like them, I'll keep doing them. I'll probably just keep doing them for myself, even if nobody watches, because I just enjoy it so much. And may you keep listening to your highest intention, what your soul wants for you, and know that it's gonna be okay. If it's coming from like your heart and your soul, that's what matters, you know? Like, if you need to make a change, then do it. So yeah, may you keep just expanding yourself, learning, growing, but listening to yourself and growing your trust muscle. That's the thing, like listening to yourself. And honestly, like I might go on like a digital detox for, I've really been craving that for like at least a week. Like, it makes me want to like go somewhere tropical, like Costa Rica. I love doing that. I did that once. Just going no screen, like hardcore. And it's incredible. So yeah, it's just about tapping back into yourself and trusting yourself, because there's so much noise around us, and it's so easy to get distracted and feel like you should be doing something based off of what someone else is doing. And that's something that I keep having to work through, because you know, it's your life, it's not anybody else's, and what works for you might not work for other people, and what's good for you might not be good for other people, or vice versa. It's like, just because some dude on the internet said this is a good idea and you should do this, doesn't mean that it's good for you, you know? Like, it's just taking what everyone says with such a grain of salt, and being, and then assessing the data, but like knowing who you are and staying true to that. And this might be obvious for some people. Some people might watch this and be like, duh, Nelly. Like, it's not. Like, you know, I listen to other people all the time, but like, I know my truth, I know myself. But for me personally, I just realized that like I started basing my views and beliefs off of other people, and not that they were all negative by any means, but I just realized that some things didn't work for me, and I tried to make them work and they didn't. So yeah, may you keep learning, may you keep exploring options, just may you keep staying true to yourself. I think at the end of the day, just keep honoring what your soul wants for you, and trust that like, even if it leads you to a place or on a path you haven't been before, trust that it's just gonna keep evolving for your highest good. Because then at the end of the day, you can be like, I tried that, you know? You're never gonna wonder what if, and that's the worst place to be in. You never want to be looking back and being like, wow, like what if I just had tried that, you know? Like, just gotta look at yourself, do the rocking chair exercise, you know, when you're 50 and, not even 50, but like, you know, when you're old and gray, like, is this gonna matter? Is this gonna matter? And like, oh, are you gonna look back and be like, wow, I wish I had just tried that? Yeah, I'm sure that like when I'm on my rocking chair, like I'm probably gonna be like, damn, I held on to that way too long in my 20s. Like, I wish she would have just gotten the hell out of there, you know? So yeah. Okay, I think I've said enough. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this yet, but it should be fine. And now I'm gonna go on my hike. Adios. Much love. May peace be with you. Quick update. Hike was great. It was exactly what I needed. The weather was chef's kiss, spectacular. LA's the only place where people wear white hiking. That was like, there were like 3 girls I've seen that were in like a full white like jumpsuit outfit. Like, I mean, go off, whatever, but like, I just find it hilarious. Like, you would never see that like in Colorado or like, I don't know, other mountainous places. It just makes me LOL. Oh God, LA. So funny.